Hi, welcome all to Sports Trumpet. I am Pratish Money and let's discuss about today's match between RCB and PBK. First, let's talk about Gujarat Titans and their match against Lucknow Super Giants. Ritesh, did you watch that match?
Gujarat Titans and Lucknow Super Giants, the battle of the top two. But
Yes.
they played like Lucknow played like it was like 1 versus 10. So it was nowhere close with what we thought that the top two teams will be playing and they will fight for the top spot. But Gujarat just somehow they like in the whole season somehow they were winning out of nowhere. They were but as the season is approaching towards the end, we can see that Gujarat has, uh, apart from the chasing point of view, they were chasing in the last overs quite frequently. But now they are also winning while batting first. So good for them. They are ready for the playoffs. Whether they will get to bat first or bowl first, it's not a problem for them because they are winning in both the positions. So good for Gujarat.
That's the nice answer. Shubham, आपको भी सेम लगता है क्या?
मेरे को एक्चुअली लगता है कि लखनऊ का दैट वाज नॉट अ गुड डे. Okay, actually their batting didn't click well. Bowling they were good, but I think that was a past score. Lucknow should have chased that. But that was a battle of 1 and 2. And actually, I also like to put a one quote that setbacks are lead to a comeback. So Lucknow, before going to the playoffs, it's a good setback to them, like to make a comeback. And even in the video, we show that how Gambhir have boosted them and tell that this is a not acceptable performance from a champion team like the Lucknow and all. I think it will boost their morale only. But on the other side, the Gujarat has played so well. They are clicking their odds. Earlier, their 8 players were they are confirmed. Now they are looking for all the 11 who should be their ideal 11. So that the power of the all the teams is coming up. That the all 11 guns are firing. Then this team is unbeatable to match. But now seeing that these teams are going too strong, and we know how the player format is. So I think the my top two will be these two teams only, LSG and GT. Whatever finish first or second, that hardly matter now.
Adding to what Subham says, definitely Gujarat, Lucknow doesn't have to think much because that was just a bad day because they have a solid team. What we can see on the paper, and also they have played tremendously well throughout the whole season. So then they don't have to think much. They just have to think that was
Hmm.
a bad day, and they have to just continue in the other matches.
Many people do believe that Lucknow's middle order is not as formidable as their counterparts. Do you all feel the same?
Yeah, yeah.
Ritesh?
Actually, we can see. Yeah, we can see that the middle order is not firing from last 2 games. But we can't not we can't ignore the likes of the Deepak Hooda and the Krunal, because we know when the ball is coming to the middle of the Krunal how he can be handy, like he did for the past for Mumbai. And the main touch Deepak is a golden touch of his life because he make a debut for Indian team and now his morale is boosted up. So I think the next sixth place will be Ayush Budoni. Ayush Budoni has to come up because he is looking like a one match wonder or a one season wonder, like with the other likes of Pahal Wahati in the past and the Malvinder Bisler, so many other players. So I think Ayush is young, so Ayush has to lift up in the Lucknow upcoming games. But I am liking that if Holder can come at the sixth, their middle order problem can be sorted because Holder can build up the innings as well. Because we have seen in the past for the West Indies as well.
Moreover, I believe Stoinis should come up the order, like 3 or 4, because he is very good at 3 or 4. They even proved for Delhi when he was playing for Delhi, he was good at number 3. But if they are reserving the position for Deepak Huda, at least Stoinis should come at 4, and Kunal Pandya can play at 6, which he was good doing good in the Mumbai for Mumbai Indians. So making Kunal Pandya play at 4 and Stoinis at 6 or 7 won't help much to Lucknow. Rather, they should play Stoinis at 4 and Kunal Pandya and Holder at 6 or 7. What Shubham also mentioned,
That is a
because
good point. As
at
we know,
at
for
7 or 8, Holder and Stoinis, they actually a team doesn't have to think much when Stoinis and Holder are coming at 7 or 8. But they just have to make a good use of them. That's the main thing.
yes, I do agree with that point because we have seen from Melbourne Stars as well that was Marcus Turner open the innings for them. So he is good up
Yeah,
the
yeah,
order.
yeah. Actually, Stoinis is a two-hand player, a one who can develop an innings like what is Mitchell Marsh can do for Delhi Capitals right now, build up the innings and accelerate the run rate. But as we can see that some there are tricky chases are there, like 140, 135 pitches behaving very odd. So in that day, this Marcus Stoinis can come at 3 or 4 because he has both the abilities, how to develop an innings and how to accelerate. But on the other hand, I see that Krunal is lacking this kind of thing because Krunal main approach is hitting. So that can be happen as well that we can send Krunal as a later on the order as well because we have to because main Indian firepower has to collect basically Ayush Badoni and the Krunal Pandya for the Lucknow success.
That is a good one. So, Rachit, as you are a Chennai fan, we'll ask you about yesterday's match.
As I'm supporter of CSK, I'm not completely happy with their performance because they had very little chance to qualify for the playoffs, and it's not even there now. Mumbai is like हम तो डूबे इनको भी साथ लेके डूबेंगे वैसा था. So I'm not completely happy. After the first couple of wickets, the wickets were on like free fall, and everyone was just getting out by caught. So I'm not completely happy because they should play like it is a knock-off match only because they had a very little chance for a playoff. So yeah, they should like plan for the next IPL season only for better choosing better players, and yeah, they should increase their performance.
So, Shubham, there are high chances that there's a new face that is going to lift this year's Tata IPL 2020 trophy. Who do you think is more likely to?
Yeah, actually, I think that that should be either of the new teams or Rajasthan because Rajasthan has lifted trophy 14 years back in 2008. But I think Butler won't be available for the playoffs, so I think Gujarat chances is high. And second highest maybe Lucknow. I think let's see who is the fourth team, RCB or Delhi Capitals.
Yeah.
There will be a fight. So I think that this is good. Something that IPL trophy is beyond Mumbai and CSK this time. But yesterday,
Yes.
I think the match is full of controversy rather than a El Clasico. There should be a particular rule that if their first 2 overs didn't have a DRS, entire match shouldn't have a DRS because I think it's unfair. But let's see how the BCCI failure, but because I think a failure should not an issue for that. But that two decisions went against CSK that totally turned up the party. I think CSK was a contender if they went yesterday, but being on a crucial match, knockout stages, such like that, the either DRS should be there for the entire match, not the excuse of the technical issue that you should remove the DRS because later on Mumbai also got the benefit of the when DRS was available. So I think it was
Yes.
totally unfair for CSK. So that should be a BCCI should look for that particular things. But saying on the crucial side that other than Mahi, CSK batting didn't fire this season consistently. Mahi has did the wonders in the 3-4 games. We expected this much from a player like of this caliber. But I think CSK young girls should come up like Devon Conway did for 1 or 2 games. This Rituraj Gaikwad did for 1 or 2
God,
games.
yes.
But yeah, and Uthappa, Dubey, and likes of this Araidu. But their team power pack performance has been come when entire guns have fire. That's what CSK was lacking this time. But I was surprised by the bowling of the Meredith and other bowler. So they were the crucial, like the likes of Bumrah and all. They all were firing. Daniel Sams and all. So actually, I think what the impact of the Daniel Sands have done in the Big Bash so far, he's performing so far because in the last two teams in DC and RCB, Daniel Sands was not crucial. So I would be liking that how that the Mumbai would be playing next year with when the Jofra Archer will come up. So this is a team which and next time we can't underrate that they will finish last or something like. I think Mumbai will be make a good comeback. But for the CSK, I'm still concerned. What about next after Mahi? That how will CSK respond? Because this team is too young. Now Daddy Army is very too young or very too old. So that is a thought for CSK for me.
It will be fun to see people there along with Mukesh Chaudhary in the power play.
The problem
Yes,
with
let's see.
what I feel the problem with CSK was not they got out on 97 or anything. The problem was with the way they got out. Uh, Shubham Dubey, and this Moin Ali just showed that they can't play bouncer at all. Then Rituraj Gaikwad just played a wide ball outside leg and got a caught behind. Then Duan Bravo got out on a full toss. So it was like totally Mumbai's day. It was if it was 120, I believe if it was 125 or 130. Mumbai would have like
Yeah.
choked because Mumbai doesn't have a batting lineup at all. Without Surya Kumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya, which he was in the last year, they are like nothing. I believe if Rohit Sharma is not firing, Mumbai doesn't even have the capacity to score 100. Good that Tilak Verma played sensibly and he was not taking any crucial risk for hitting any 4 or 6. He was just pushing on the singles and just playing out the spinner, so they won. Otherwise, 125 or 130 would have made a big difference yesterday.
Yes, that is a. So let's talk about today's match between RCB and PBK. Both teams are in contention for the playoffs, and so let's start with Rajit. What do you think will be the outcome? Who do you think will be the star player for the team this season, this match?
I think I'm supporting for today's I'm supporting RCB for today because we have already discussed that now it is a battle for third and fourth positions. We have already concluded that first and second position will be GT and LSG only. So it is a battle for third and fourth position, and every match from now on for every team is like knockout match only. They have to perform well. They should not take any chances, any wrong balls or anything. So I think RCB should play well, and they should win at least to qualify, and the rest they will see in the knockoff matches.
Do you share the same views, Ritesh?
I just want to say about this that this is IPL actually. Nothing. We just everything happens what we don't assume. So
Yeah.
who knows? We can see RCB in the top two, and also who knows? We can see RCB outside top four. So there is the probability of both the things happening. RCB just have to win both the games like with a good margin, and we just hope that LSG loses. That's the main thing. So anything can happen.
As we know, the last time these two teams met, the 400 plus runs was scored. So, do you expect a similar game tonight?
Yeah, actually, I see the same thing this time because the matches is in the CCI Stadium, Brabourne Stadium. So compared to all the grounds, the boundary is shorter, and we see that the batting is the too friendly. But on the other side, I will be supporting PBKS because for the sake of IPL, if PBKS didn't win, they are out of the tournament. For the RCB, there's still one chance because RCB is on
Yeah.
the 14 points and PBKS is lacking with the points. So for the IPL, for the fans, for something for the interesting for the last week, I'm supporting PBKS. And even we can see that their lineup is good, but I think Mayank should be more aggressive rather than a moderator captain because I think Mayank was something different in the first half of the IPL when Punjab did well. Now he's becoming more defensive, like the all the former PBKS captains so far. So I think Mayank should be more aggressive. Then only they can compete. But I think the main threat and the main turning point of this match would be Glenn Maxwell and the Dinesh Karthik because the runs are coming for the RCBs in the last 6-7 overs. That is done by the Glenn Maxwell or the Dinesh Karthik and
Correct.
recently Rajat Patidar. So these are the main things. I think if Virat stay long, I think the strike rate will be low. For Punjab, I think Virat should be play, and it will be delight moment for the fans like Virat scoring up 50 for the 40 odd balls. That would be happy for the Punjab Kings fans as well the RCB. So I want Virat to score a 50 to tonight, but PB gets to win the game. That will be good for the IPL as well for the fans because it will be delight and interesting for the last week of the IPL.
So, Ritesh sir, Punjab's bowling has been really good in the last two matches, and RCB is still faltering at the top. Who do you think is going to come out at the top in this match?
Punjab's bowling, anyways, Arshdeep is the key in the death overs and Rabada in the starting phase. So apart from this two, I don't see much threat in the middle because Rahul Chahar is there, but he's not consistent. Somewhere he's giving leaking runs, and in some matches he's also bowling good. And that too, he has to bowl against the good middle order of RCB. So definitely RCB has the upper edge, and no bowling lineup has been able to stop DK till now. So anyways, matches and RCB has to think about it that if they lose today, they have to play GT in the last match.
Mm.
So for them, this is the biggest match of this IPL for them. So they will definitely try to play as good and increase the net run rate along with the win. First target would be the 2 points and then improving the NRR. And Punjab Kings till now hasn't figured out where to play best. Since Bairstow came, they are just changing their batting lineup like anything. They don't know how to deal with Bairstow. Just to fit him in the playing 11, they have just changed the batting lineup. Livingstone was doing good at number 3 or 4. He is now coming at number 5. Mayank Agarwal is an opener. He is playing at number 4. So no way Punjab looks anywhere in this lineup. So let's see.
Okay, so you also asked her my next question, which was who will come out of the top in the two leg spinners battles, Rahul Chahar or Wanindu Hazaranga. तो शुभम आपको भी ऐसे ही लगता है क्या वनिंदु
I think
Hazaranga out है?
I think Hasaranga has the upper hand on the papers, but actual form can be defined because all have to start from the zero on the first ball. So I think anything can happen. But I think for the favorites is Hasaranga for the current form and his records.
Yeah, I want to
Especially,
add that. Yeah, sorry to interrupt in between. If we compare the stats now, because Saranga has taken around 21 wickets in 12 matches, and Rahul Chahar has taken only 11 wickets. So definitely, from the stats, we can say that Hasaranga has upper edge from with Rahul Chahar. So yeah, Hasaranga.
Okay, so the last question goes to you, Rachit. Pick one player who according to you will be the star of tonight's match.
Yeah, obviously we discussed that Dinesh Karthik is very, in a very good form, and for RCB he has proved that he is a very good buyout for this season. So from RCB, I think Dinesh Karthik, and from Punjab Kings, I guess Livingston is also a very good player, and he can, score a good score. So I think these two players, I guess they should be the star of this game.
Okay, so thank you all for this lovely discussion. We hope we can do this again.
thank you. Thank you.